Storm Tracker 6. This is Forecast First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
We had a round of rain this morning, and more is moving in this afternoon and this evening. So wet weather for the next few hours. Gusts today between 30 and 40 miles per hour, quite windy across the region. As we move into the evening hours, wet weather that moves out late. The temperatures really don't move a whole lot late tonight and into tomorrow. We're basically going to hold in the 50s through the overnight hours, and it'll feel a little muggy out there tomorrow morning, but we're just not going to warm very much as we head into tomorrow afternoon. 6 News at 6 starts right now.
WLNS is here for you with 6 News at 6.
Polls are still open, but you do have less than 2 hours to cast your vote if you haven't already.
And we have the latest updates from the polls and the watch parties happening around the state.
And it is our top story tonight at 6. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sherry Jones.
And I'm Siobhan Klepfer. Tonight, we have reporters in the field to bring you the latest on the most important races in the state.
But we start right here in mid-Michigan for a look at how voting is going at one of the busiest polling locations in the state.
Nick Simon has been following developments from Michigan State University, and he's here for you now live with how things are going. Hi, Nick.
Sherry, Siobhan, I'm standing outside of the Communications Arts Building, where thousands of people are expected to cast their vote before the day is over. Enthusiasm has been high all day, but so far, the lines have been manageable. That's compared to 2022, when students had to wait into the early morning hours for the lines to die down. But this time, poll workers tell me that there haven't been any major issues. They also say that early voting has been a big help in preventing a similar rush to the polls today. But we also talked with people who tell me that they still like the pageantry of Election Day.
Registered to this day. If you haven't already registered, you can still register the day of the election. So I say get your vote in.
I'm kind of old-fashioned that way. I like that experience of voting on Election Day, but I'm really glad to have early options for folks because life is busy, and it's good that we recognize that. But I like that experience of walking on Election Day and casting and being part of the whole system. It's nice.
We're going to be out covering the polls until they close tonight, and then it's back to the station to help track results. We should start expecting those in at about 8 or 9 tonight. Here for you in East Lansing, Nick Simon, 6 News.
Thank you, Nick. Now, it's a tradition for both political parties to hold watch parties on election night to keep an eye on the results and to celebrate any victories together.
Michigan Democrats are holding their watch party in Detroit, and our Rachel Ramsey is there.
Sherry, Siobhan, we are still outside of the Motor City Casino waiting for the watch party to start. This is the Michigan Democratic Party's event, so many people here are hoping to see a win for Kamala Harris. Now, looking at more Michigan-specific elections, the race for the U.S. Senate seat is an important one. Democrats have the majority in the Senate, but depending on this election, that could change. Democrat Elissa Slotkin is hoping to snag the seat. She has been a U.S. rep since 2019 and is endorsed by Debbie Stabenow, who held that seat prior. And even more locally, the Michigan State University Board of Trustees has 2 seats up for grabs. On the Democratic side, Rebecca Bahar Cook and Thomas Stallworth are running. They are going up against 6 other candidates. And for the Michigan Supreme Court, there are 2 spots available, 1 partial 4-year term and 1 full 8-year term. We should be getting into the building very soon. You can see all of the news crews lined up at the door, ready to get inside. We'll have reaction on the presidential race along with the other races, so stay tuned tonight as we bring you the latest. Here for you in Detroit, Rachel Ramsey, 6 News.
Thank you, Rachel. Meanwhile, the Republican Party's watch party is happening right now in Novi.
And that's where we find Tessa Kresh, who's keeping an eye on those festivities.
Yes, I am here in Novi at the Republican Watch Party. We're still about an hour until the event officially begins, but people are starting to trickle in. A lot is riding on this election, and you can feel it in the room. Michigan is a swing state, so a lot is at stake tonight, but right now the mood is hopeful. In the Senate, Mike Rogers is running against Democrat Elissa Slotkin. He's hoping to replace Debbie Stabenow, who's held the position since 2000. Along with the Senate race, the Republicans are keeping an eye on a few other key races. That includes the presidential race, the MSU Board of Trustees, and the 2 open seats for the Michigan Supreme Court. We're expecting a full crowd tonight as the results start coming in, but we'll keep you updated as the night unfolds. Here for you in Novi, I'm Tessa Kresh, 6 News.
Thank you, Tessa. Now, one race to keep an eye on here in Michigan is for the 7th Congressional District, being contested mainly by Republican Tom Barrett and Democrat Curtis Hertel.
Zach Priest is here for you now with a closer look at that race.
Sherry, Siobhan, Barrett and Hertel are currently jostling for a spot in the U.S. House of Representatives. Holding a slight lead with about 47% of the vote, while Hertel sits at 44%. It is worth noting, though, that this margin is still within the 4.2% margin of error for this particular poll. Today, Barrett cast his ballot in Charlotte, and Hertel voted in East Lansing. Barrett said he sees value in in-person voting, while Hertel says he feels good because of the message his campaign has been sending.
Polls and kind of being physically here, because you end up seeing neighbors, friends, people that you know, which is a good thing, because I think it builds that kind of community.
I feel good. You know, I mean, I think that we've carried a message about working across the aisle, trying to solve problems across this district, protecting our freedoms. When you look at it, I want my kids to be as free as their parents were, as their grandparents were.
And if you haven't registered to vote yet, you can do that. You can do both today at the polls. And if you're in line by 8 p.m., you will be able to vote. Sherry, Siobhan.
All right, thank you, Zach. Now, some confusion in Jackson as people show up to a center looking to vote only to find it was moved.
Yes, dozens of voters in Jackson's Ward 2 showed up at Boo's Recreation Center to vote, only to find out they had to go somewhere else.
That's right. A sign was put out to let them know. City officials say they sent notices to voters about that change, which actually happened 2 years ago because of construction. A first-time voter told us that she was upset to find out about the change. She says the center was listed as her precinct on the Michigan Secretary of State's website.
Well, I get here and I see nobody in the parking lot. I see a sign up, but I didn't really pay too much attention to it because this is where the website told me to go. So I'm like, okay, so this is where I have to go. I'll just pull up. Nobody's here. Everyone is just kind of waiting outside. I see people going up, talking to other random people that keep pulling into the parking lot, and then they leave. So I get out just to see what's going on, and I'm told that I actually have to go somewhere else to vote.
So all of the people that showed up told us that they were still going to make the trip to their actual polling location to vote. And be sure to stay tuned to 6 News and CBS News for everything you need to know about this election. We're checking out polling places and talking with voters all over mid-Michigan today. We'll have updates on air in all of our evening shows, and then every half hour until 6 News at 11. We also have a team of people updating the website, WLNS.com, which will have the latest election results throughout the evening. And you can find all of this information by downloading our free 6 News app.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
As far as election day weather is concerned, really not that bad out there with temperatures today in the 70s. It was on the windy side. We had some morning rain and now evening rain, but in between it really wasn't all that bad. So if you're heading out to vote over the next couple of hours, then obviously you want to take along the rain gear because we do have more rain showers moving into the region. They won't stick around all that long, but certainly some raindrops in the forecast for this evening. Of course, election season can be quite stressful on us all. So here is your moment of zen from our friend Sean, who sent quite a few good pictures. This is from Grand Ledge out by the dam. Some beautiful fall color. Just soak that in. That is an absolutely gorgeous fall foliage picture. We'd love to see more fall foliage or anything weather related coming into our folder. So just head to WLNS.com/share and upload your weather photos. 5-day rainfall forecast. There is more rain on the way. Some of that's going to come this evening, and then we have another system on the way this weekend. So rainfall on Wednesday, that's going to come before sunup. Certainly by probably 1 or 2 in the morning, it's gone. And then as we head into Sunday, there's another chance for rainfall as yet another storm system begins to move into the region. Today in the western UP, temps have been in the 40s. It has been a cold and raw afternoon while we have been on the warm side of the front here in mid-Michigan. It's currently 70 in Owasso as well as Howell, 71 Ann Arbor, upper 60s from St. John's through Lansing, Mason, Jackson, and points south. So we check out the Skyview network this evening. Rainfall totals from this morning, not that bad. 0.2 of an inch on the McLaren cam. High today made it up to 70 degrees with winds gusting a little over 30 miles per hour. In Grand Ledge, even more rainfall early this morning, almost a half an inch of rain. Wind gust 32, our high temp at 70 degrees, and we're currently at 67 this evening. Jackson, Cam, we've got more rain falling. Temperatures at 69 degrees, only 1/100th of an inch so far today. Our high temperature made it up to 70 degrees, and this evening in Hillsdale, we're sitting at 70 degrees. That's also our rainfall total, 1/100th of an inch, not all that much. And our high and low 70 today and 63 degrees this morning. Satellite and radar rainfall moving in from the west. PrecisionCast says the rain is out of here probably near midnight or shortly thereafter. Still lots of clouds around tomorrow morning, and we're going to be hard pressed to break those clouds up tomorrow. So could be a bit on the gloomy side. If we're lucky, we'll get some breaks late in the day. Clouds will really start to break up as we head into Thursday morning, and I just wanted to point out to our southwest, while we're dealing with temperatures tomorrow in the 50s and 50s again on Thursday, there will probably be some snow in the northwestern UP of Texas, or not UP, the northern panhandle of Texas, pardon me. So there is some cold weather out there, but it's in the western U.S. while things are still relatively mild here. Tonight's forecast, overnight low 54 degrees as showers begin to move out. For tomorrow, 54 at 7, and we just kind of hold in the mid-50s all day. We don't really move much, so a cooler day, but not terribly cold. We'll be in the mid-50s again as we move into Thursday, but with more sunshine, that'll feel nice. Over the weekend, rain returns Saturday evening into Sunday, highs low 60s on Sunday. And then next week, there's a cooling trend. Highs in the mid-50s by next Thursday, some rain showers, lower 50s by next Saturday, but by next Saturday, our average high is 48 degrees. So it's still going to be above average. I know, the big cool downs, we can't even get back to average.
You know, I don't see any like 32, 31, like freezing temperatures for the overnight lows. Not bad.
No, I mean, even the overnight lows have been quite mild. Again, the western U.S. is seeing, colder than normal temperatures, but not coming here anytime soon.
No, pretty mild.
Mm-hmm.
And all things, considered for an election day, it's really warm. It's, cloudy and a little rain, but hey, when it's warm, it's doable for sure.
Driving weather has it's been fine. It's been great.
Absolutely. And remember, the polls are open until 8 o'clock tonight.
Yes.
Well, 2 people have been convicted in a local homicide case from a year ago. We'll update you on that next.
Thanks for watching 6 News at 6.